Hey ladies, how are you doing today? Nice Girl Jen here, Jennifer Del Torre, creator founder of Nice Girls Finish Last. Welcome to Girl Talk Tuesday. How are you ladies doing today? Before we get started, go ahead and say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what type of business do you have? I'd really like to find out. So today we're going to be talking about follow-up fails and why you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. So if you're new to watching me, I am creator of Nice Girls Finish Last, where I help ladies take their side hustles to six figures, teach them how to implement proper marketing, effective marketing in their business, but not just teach, we provide services for you. So if you are a woman entrepreneur who's been taking online boot camps and hiring coaches and in private groups and master classes and all this nonsense, and you're pretty much sick of it because at the end of the day, you still got to do all the work on your own, you still got to figure it out all on your own by yourself, then you'd be coming to Nice Girls Finish Last. So if that's you, visit us, sign up for a free consultation, and we will talk about your business and how we could possibly help. So let's get right into it today. Okay, so follow-up fails. I'm sure you've heard before that the fortune is in the follow-up, and although I personally will say I find that a little bit annoying, it is, pretty true. So I prefer sales be done at first contact, at first sales pitch, at whatever. But many end up not being closed for the sale, whatever that is, a product or service, until the follow-up. So the follow-up is necessary. Many are just done through the follow-up. And I encounter entrepreneurs all the time, business owners all the time, who don't have an effective follow-up system or strategy that they follow. So literally they're counting on the sales that they get at that first shot, and then that's it. They pretty much consider everybody else a lost cause, or just simply not interested, not going to happen, or they're actually just a little bit intimidated to even follow up. Are they going to get more rejection? So there's a lot of things that go into why people don't follow up. Laziness is definitely one of them. Being timid about it, not wanting to be pushy. Nice girls, you don't want to be pushy. So I want to talk about, first of all, let's knock out of the way what's not considered a legitimate follow-up, because I don't want you guys to be confused on what we're going to talk about today and what an actual successful legitimate follow-up should be. So let's knock these out of the way real quick. All right, the first one we're going to knock out of the way is following up with a cold prospect, okay? Someone you attacked in their inbox, and now they never asked. They never asked about your product or service. They never opened that door for you. You just kind of inboxed them because they were a new Facebook connection or something like that. And you went ahead and just pitched them. And now you're following up with them to see if by chance they listened to your audio. Did they go to the website link that you gave them in the inbox that they didn't ask for? Yada, yada, yada. And you're trying to follow up with them to see if they're interested. The second one is first pitches to business cards that you collected. So maybe you went out to a networking event, maybe you went to some business meeting of some kind, maybe whatever. You collected these business cards, you stuck them in your database, and then you just started pitching to them already. When again, as in point number one, they never asked to be sold to, never showed interest in what it is you offer, except for the, in conversation like, oh, that's what you do. Oh, interesting. That's not interest. Okay, guys? So if you are doing these follow-ups, you're going to find zero results, a big whopping zero. They didn't ask. They were never qualified. They're not interested. You stalked them. You cold prospect them. It's all ugly and gross. Nobody wants to do that. No one wants to go through that. And of course, it's no wonder you're getting rejection. It really shouldn't be any surprise. So now that we've knocked those wannabe follow-ups out of the way, let's talk about follow-up fails and then get to the tips. All right, let's talk about follow-up fails. And I know that if you're watching this, 99.9999999% of you have been doing this, and I'm going to help you correct that today. So pay attention, get your notebook and pen. Let's go ahead and write these down. Number one, follow-up fail is following up only once. Yes, that is a fail. You don't just follow up one time and be like, oh, guess they weren't interested, guys. That's just not how it works. All right, follow-up fail number two, following up using only one method. Now, this one is pretty common, as in the number one fail that I just mentioned, because usually people will follow up with just one method of doing it. They will follow up strictly by phone calls, by calling. They will follow up simply by sending out a text, or they'll follow up simply by emailing. They're only using one method to following up with them. That is a big fail, because if you can't get in touch, like some people are great at checking emails. I'm pretty great at checking emails. I pretty much go through every email throughout the day. At least once or twice I've checked my emails in the day. Some people let that stuff pile up and they check them like once or twice a week. I personally call those irresponsible people. Sorry, but check your emails, okay? Number two, some people, again, are checking texts more than they are not answering calls, right? They screen their calls. Me, if I don't have something scheduled, I don't take the phone call unless I know when I see them calling in, oh, you know what? I left them a message. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. And even then, if I'm busy and tied up doing something at the moment that I did schedule into my agenda for the week, the day, I won't answer that call. So unless I'm expecting it or it's scheduled, I don't answer them. So you have to consider that if you don't get in touch with one person one way, you've got to reach out to them in different ways. You cannot depend on just sending out emails. Well, I sent out the email, so I'm pretty sure they got it. They're ignoring me. What's going on? They hate me and they hate my business. No, guys, that's just not the case. They probably didn't even see it. So you've got to use more than one method during your follow-up process, yes, with that one particular person. All right, follow-up fail number three. And this one, I'm going to say, ladies, is another one that 100% of you are doing right now. And that is not following up with them right away. You are waiting more than a day to contact them for the first time, whether that's by email, phone call, text, whatever. You are waiting more than a day, more than 24 hours to make that first contact with them. You can't do that. You guys don't realize how quick a brand new lead, a brand new person who's interested in your product or service will go cold. Now, they won't be ice cold, right? They won't be like someone that's been sitting on your list for months and months or even years, but I'd probably delete them already if they're not interested. But they're not going to be ice cold like that, but they're definitely starting to cool off. The interest is starting to die down. They're starting to forget your name, the business's name, what they signed up for. It's all just going to become a blur. You have to contact them within that first 24 hours, or at least right after. You cannot wait longer than that to make that first initial contact. You are definitely losing out on a lot of potential money, and you are definitely going to lose that person that you worked so hard to get. They came to you, they're interested in what you have, and you're going to lose them by letting them go cold. It is that serious, guys, because when I work with clients, this happens to be the thing that they do most often. They will have a brand new fresh lead that's excited and interested, and then they wait a few days and then they give them a call. Well, you know what? If you never get in touch with them, now you know why. Okay, and follow-up fail number 4, like that was almost a tongue twister for me. Follow-up fail, number 4, is depending on the voicemail. What do I mean by this? Let's just say your follow-up process or method for that day, that time, whatever, was to actually get on the phone and give them a call. You leave a voicemail, they didn't answer because they're probably screening their calls just like we all do, and you leave them a voicemail. One, I could get into a whole other subject about leaving the wrong kind of voicemail, the kind that's going to get them to listen to it and be like, yeah, not calling them. Looks like a sales pitch waiting to happen. Well, we're not going to cover that on today's Girl Talk Tuesday. You got to be in my membership group to get that kind of insider information. But you leave a voicemail for them and then you're like, well, I left a voicemail. Guess I'll just wait now. Any day they're going to call me back. I just know it. They will. Oh, they didn't. Wow, what losers. They didn't call me back. They're not interested. They're not interested. No, you cannot just depend on that one little happy little voicemail you left and think that that's it. Job's done. Hopefully they call back. If not, well, I guess they were a crappy lead. No, you were just crappy at following up with them. I'm going to say it. And you know what? I would say the majority of business owners, they're for sure crappy at following up. It's kind of like one of those tedious things that you really don't want to do, but you gotta do it, right? And especially if you're starting off and you're super small at the moment, maybe you've only gotten a few sales, maybe you haven't really had any, you really gotta work your business. You can't be, oh, excuse me. You can't be lazy. You have to be on top of things, okay? So depending on that one voicemail you left, it's just not enough. If you want to learn how to leave that system of voicemails and what to say on each one, you're invited to become a part of my Nice Girl Six-Figure Elite membership group where I share that kind of actual training with my members. But for this video only and for the public, don't depend on that one voicemail, okay? All right, now let's talk about following up, how it should be done. So write these 2 points down. Following up should be done using strategy and urgency, okay? Strategy and urgency. And let me get my glasses back on. So here's a strategy that I use when I'm working with clients or when we're doing their follow-up for them as one of the services that we do offer for those busy business owners, which most of us are, right? So you have to have a few steps into your follow-up. I go with a 3-step follow-up. It could be a 4-step, it could be a 5-step, but you don't just start a follow-up process and then drop off. It's something you continue. There's a strategy on what you want them to do. There's a difference between the first point of contact and the second and the third, and if you go beyond that. So you have to say something like, you know, let's just say here's the offer on the first contact, whether it's by email, text, whatever. And then the second point of contact is follow up on the next day. And it's talking about, hey, did you see this offer? And then the third one is closing up like, hey, last chance to take this offer. So there has to be a strategy. You can't just say, hey guys, we've got 50% off all items, you know, spring items or whatever. Take action now. And then that's all you ever say to them. It's just not effective. People don't always act right away, right? Or they don't always check the message right away, or they get busy, so they forget all about it. You've got to have a series of steps on that email campaign. It can't just be a quick phone call. The other thing that you should be doing is having an offer and different offers. So if one offer didn't work to your list, try something else. I mean, it's amazing. There's always in business a lot of testing that gets done. You have to test things out to see what's working. And so if that means changing up the kind of offers, if you're always offering them in your follow-up process, not in your initial marketing, selling proposition that you have, but in your follow-up process, if you're always just offering the same thing and it gets no results or very little results, you need to switch it up. It's obviously not enticing enough for them. So you have to try different offers and different price points, different percentages off, all that good stuff. Other thing you have to have is a call to action. What do you want them to do when they receive your offer? Are they clicking on a link? Are they giving you a phone call? Are they texting you back? Do you want them to sign up and join your Facebook group? What is the call to action? It has to be very clear. You can't just send them a message, a follow-up message, and then leave it all wishy-washy. The next thing is having upsells and downsells. If they bought something, now it's time to upsell them to something else that they might need. Not biting at all, maybe you need to drop the offer down a little bit, because I would rather get them to purchase something at a very low cost, but then they become a buyer and they get to learn about your products, your services, and gain that trust with you, than not ever buy anything at all. And when they buy something, even something small, they're likely to upgrade down the line or purchase more. And the last thing is urgency. So just like the follow-up fourth fail, you have to have urgency. Is there a time limit? Is there a number available? How many are you taking? All of that good stuff. If you are not emphasizing some kind of urgency, why should they even take the offer? What's the point? Now, does this mean by doing all of this follow-up stuff that they're all going to buy? No. In fact, going back to point number one, if you didn't contact them right away, and now you're starting your follow-up process with them a week later, 2 weeks later, 1 month later, good luck getting them to pay attention. But you can revive a list. You can revive cold people. You can get cool people back. The ones that are not ice cold, remember? So yes, I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that somebody's sitting on somebody's list, which whether it's a client's list or whether it's my own list, that haven't ever bought and then bam, buy, and then keep buying. Or somebody who already just bought and then buys again, like within a week or 2 weeks, like they're already buying something again. Without following up and without following up properly, you truly are leaving a lot of money on the table. So ladies, thank you so much for watching this. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you personally need help with this, you want to learn, then the Six Figure Elite Membership Club online would be for you. If you are someone who's just sick and tired of implementing stuff, I don't want to learn anymore, please just do it for me. Just have the expert do it for me. Then we can also help you with that. And we have services for those people who are interested in that as well. So either way, go to nicegirlsfinishlast.com. We'll set up a free consultation call to talk. Thanks so much for watching this. Share this with other women entrepreneurs. Share this on your wall. Share this in groups. Give it a like. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.